Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen and I am here to help you practice for the digital SAT. And on today's video, we are going to cover the line of best fit. Now, if you didn't watch the last video on linear equations and you're having trouble with that idea, you might want to go back and watch that because this will draw on those ideas pretty heavily. Now, line of best fit is typically something you might see in a statistics class where you have a scatter plot, like you can see here in this picture, or a set of data points, and then you want to model kind of what is the trend? What do these points seem to be doing according to the data? So we're going to look at two practice problems from the College Board. This one is from practice test number 4. And as you can see, there's a scatter plot shown here with an X and Y and all of these points scattered along the grid. The question that they are asking is which of the following equations is the most appropriate linear model for the data shown? Now, what I like to do is actually sketch what I believe might be the line of best fit. This might be a little harder on the digital SAT. I don't know if you actually have the ability to sketch on diagrams themselves. That doesn't look too great. Let me try that again. But if I had to guess, the line of best fit would be maybe something like that. You could probably even try to narrow that down a little bit. Maybe it needs to be a little less steep. Maybe something around there. Okay, so after a couple tries, I think I got something that's pretty good. Maybe I could do it a little better, not on my computer, but you could try to even imagine or, pick up a pencil and tilt it towards the screen and hold it up that way. Now, all we're going to try to do is figure out which of those in our answer choices matches the one that I drew most closely. So first thing I would notice is that this line has a negative slope. I know that because as we move to the right along the x-axis, the y values go down. So this we say has a negative slope. Now, if you remember our equations of a line, we typically write them as y equals mx plus b. Be careful when you're looking at the answer choices though. The slope part, the m, which is typically in front of the x, is actually written in the second spot over here. So these are flipped. That's fine because addition is commutative. That's no problem. But you do want to make sure that you're reading this correctly. So the slope is actually all of these points here. Okay, so let's first off just eliminate whichever ones are positive. So that would be answer choices A and answer choice C. These both have positive slopes, so I know it cannot be that. Okay, next thing I might look at is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept, which is the b value in our equation, would be wherever we are crossing the y-axis. So the y-axis is up here, and I would probably be crossing somewhere around 9.5. If I'm looking at my answer choices, I think maybe 9.4 seems about right. So I'm leaning towards choice D, 9.4 for my y-intercept, and maybe negative 0.9 for my slope. Let's just see if that slope makes sense. So negative 0.9 is pretty close to 1. So let's see what would 1 look like. Minus 1 for our slope would mean that we go down 1 and to the right 1, down 1 and to the right 1, down 1 and to the right 1. That seems to be a pretty good pattern for what our slope is indicating here. So down 1 to the right 1 about would be minus 1 for the slope. So I think I'm fairly confident in saying that D would be the correct equation for the line of best fit in this problem. Okay, let's try another. So this one comes from College Board practice test number 5. And they actually show the scatter plot, and they do have the line of best fit already drawn in for us. So that might help us. It doesn't look like they're asking about a specific equation though. So let's see what they're asking. For how many of the 10 data points is the actual y value greater than the y value predicted by the line of best fit? Now, if you haven't done this in a while, you might forget which one is the actual or which one's the predicted, but they kind of actually tell you. The y value is predicted by the line of best fit. So this line that they have drawn in are the predicted values. That should make sense because the line of best fit is kind of like the trend line. How is this data trending? Well, as we go to the right, it's trending upwards. So the actual data points would come from all of the dots, all of the points that are on the graph. So they want to know how many of the actual y values are greater than the predicted y values. So we're typically just going to look at the y-axis in this case. So if we want to know how many are actually greater than the predicted, I would need to know how many points are above this line. So number of points above the line. And I need above because we're looking at the y value. So I would have this point is above the line, this one. These are below the line. I have this one here, here, and here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 data values are above the line or above the predicted value. All right, so this was 2 problems on the line of best fit. I encourage you to look at the other College Board practice tests to find more line of best fit problems, or maybe in the Blue Book, you might find 1 or 2 in there as well. And of course, if you would like some one-on-one help, you can reach me at my website at kkmathprep.com.